Kia ora, everybody. Let's go over here for a moment. My gosh, I can barely feel my hands today. It is a freezing cold day here in Aotearoa. Hello, Ada. Hello, Kath. I have a hair in my mouth. Apologies. Come here. And Eveline, hello. Kia ora to you all. Kath, that is all good. I am well aware with time zones that this time starting for me. Oh my gosh, here. There we go. This time starting for me is often the opposite. Like it's 10, 11, 12 p.m. on the other side of the world. So I'm very aware that this time really is bedtime for most of the European area, and that the Americas are also asleep. And then I think it's like it's like getting quite late for Asia, so it doesn't really work for a lot of times. And also it's 9 a.m. on Monday morning, so it doesn't even work for Kiwis, but it works for me. So this is why I go live when I go live, because it works for me. And if you can hang out, awesome. If you're VOD crew, that's also just as awesome, you know? I want you to look after yourselves. But yes, I wasn't actually planning on going live today. Jess, hello, lovely. Colouring Bumblebee. How are you going, my dear? I'm just hugging my cup of coffee. It's so cold today. My plan today was actually to go for a walk and see how I could do with my stomach and see how I'm going post-op, even if I could just make it like halfway up the street. However, it is pouring with rain. It is grey. It is foggy. I'm sure it's snowing up on the mountain, and it is cold. So I was like, nope, we're not doing any of that today. So what else are we going to do but sit down and try and work on some more colouring pages. So last time we streamed was on my Saturday. And we managed to do a whopping 9 colouring pages on Saturday. Now, I'm not in completion chaos mode today, so we're not going to be doing that again, and though 9 pages was awesome to get done on Saturday. But I am in a little bit of a finish things off, so we're going to start off with what we worked on Saturday night, my Mythic World Rainbow Snake page. It is very close to being done. So we're going to start off with that one, and then we've got a few other whips that I'd like to work on. I started a Mythomorphia page, so we might do a Mythomorphia page. I also have a whip in a Dungeons and Dragons book that we might work on as well. We're just going to see where the mood takes us and what we can get done today. So yeah, but for starters, I want to finish off this Mythic World page. It's so close. It's so close. I probably just yelped, yay, as I saw you were live. I'm literally in bed about to sleep. Oh, yay. I saw you went live earlier, so I've got your VOD on my massive list of videos to watch. 1 year of live streaming. Sorry, I feel like there's something caught in my throat. But yeah, 1 year of live streaming. My goodness. Gosh, I can't imagine showing everything I did in a live stream. I don't even know what I do in live streams. I'd literally have to go back and watch every VOD to see what I do in live streams, especially when I bounce between multiple pages. But it sounded like a good time. I'll swap you the seat for the cold. Eveline, you can swap that heat. Please send us some heat. I have a steaming hot cup of coffee, and then I also have a thermos with even more coffee, because I'm like, I'm gonna need to have the hot drinks today. It's not about being thirsty, it's just about hot drinks. Kim, hello. 1 year lives, and I shared every page I coloured during it. It was a lot. Yeah, I could imagine. It could even be more for you. You can be a machine. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, on Saturday I completed 9 pages, so, you know, that would be a lot to share on a stream as well. But it's a fun idea for a stream, so also 1 year of lives is awesome for you, huh? It's 11 p.m. here. You know how the kids say, when I grow up I'll stay up however long I want. Turns out, however long I want means falling asleep exactly at the time my mum made me years ago. Yep. I went to bed at 8:30 last night and I was falling asleep at 8:30. In fact, I went to bed with a cup of decaf, fully intending to get up and brush my teeth afterwards and stuff like that. Like, I went to go and watch Ruby, This Is Ruby OK, streaming. And so I had her on my TV in bed and I was curled up with a decaf because I'm cold. And I fully fell asleep before I even finished my cup of decaf. I was like, wow. Those 9 pages were an ass stunning. Thank you, Appolina. I appreciate that. Well, let's not put the coffee over there. This is going to be the thing. My desk is still a mess. Shadow is fast asleep, so we're going to try and get a bunch of work done before he comes and jumps on the desk and makes it so I have to. I'm going to take you on a little tour because I realise my camera is not in the right position at all. This is how cold it is. I have my heater on. I'm trying to take some of the chill out of the air. Alright, so bear with me. So one of the things about today is because it's so miserable and grey, the lighting is also all over the place. So we are going to have to... We're basically doing nighttime lighting, which isn't the best lighting, but it's the best that I can do today at the moment. But that's the joys of working with natural lighting, and sometimes your natural lighting is nah. He's asleep until he hears you on stream, pretty much. He went out at 9 PM and disappeared, so he spent the night outside, and it was a very cold night, so he came running in this morning and ate so much food and was just like, I'm cold and I'm hungry, and so he just scoffed down all his food, and then because he has a very full belly, because he ate all his food in one go, he's gone and curled up into his little bed. So he's content. And that's why he's fast asleep. And so fingers crossed he leaves us alone for a while. Alright, that's taking the chill out of the air, so we can turn that heater off for now. And then I want a very specific, there it is there. Like the certain colour and polychromos I need, and it's very, very low. I can't even tell you the number. I believe it's called Dark Indigo though. Could probably find it in my Albert Duras to give you the number if anyone needs the number, but you can see it's very low. So I still have the black out as well. Sorry, I really do feel like something's caught in my throat. It's okay, Blaine. I knew what you meant. I speak typo. So yeah, for anyone that's missed this page, on Saturday after our big, massive 9-day completion page, we came back to this one and we worked more on this one. So we did all the water. I'd already done the rainbow snake. I did this on a, what's that series called? A Little Touch of Colour Counts. In the guest episode where I had the delightful Winter 89 on. And we matched up what colouring books we have, and then we worked on the same colouring book. We did end up, Winter worked on a few different pages in the book, whereas I worked on just this page. And I used a mixture of Inktense and Albert Duras to colour in the snake. So Inktense where it's out of the water, Albert Duras under the water, just to make it a little bit more paler. And then I used Inktense for all the bushes, and then on Saturday we came in and we did all the water. And that's just 4 colours of Inktense that we pulled out and went and created this sort of splotchy water effect. And now what I'm using is the dark indigo colour, and I'm just going to deepen up certain areas of the water, particularly around the snake as well, where it's meant to be a bit darker. But we're just going to add in a bit more contrast to this water. We're also going to bring some white back into the water with the form of a Posca. So it's a little bit of like picking away at water today. And I've still got to finish shading off parts of the snake, because I've shaded like some, but I haven't shaded other parts. Oh my god, I just looked up in Rainbow Snake. There's not an Amy page, I don't know what is. The only thing I haven't done on here is glitter. But I actually feel like it doesn't need glitter. Like, I could put glitter on the water. The water could be glittery. And I did debate whether or not I, like, sprinkle on little areas of glitter so the water's glittery. But I don't think it needs it, to be honest. I'm quite happy with the rainbow snake. I did a rainbow snake just because I wanted to get as much colour into the page as possible, because otherwise it was just going to be a lot of blue, and I was like, I don't want to do just a lot of blue, you know? I want to bring in some colour. So I'll bring you into where I'm working, but you should be able to see a bit of the contrast and the difference there now. Whoops. So yeah, you can see just a little bit of dark indigo between the two. We get just that little bit more contrast. Now we're not going to have as much contrast everywhere. This is a darker area, but we're just bringing in a little bit more. You love this version of the page? Thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. I'm really happy with how it turned out. I like my rainbow snake a lot. Oh, Eveline, that sounds very painful. I forget sometimes that I've had stomach surgery and I go to lift or I go to twist and I'm like, whoops, nope. Mum said something last night that she wanted to do and I was like, oh, I can come do that. She's like, no, you can't. I was like, wait, no, I can't. I can't do that. Not right now. You just don't think about it sometimes, eh? So yeah, I could do this again with the Inktense as well and just pull the colour directly off, which I did talk about doing, but it's also sometimes just easier to pull out a pencil. And I don't mind pulling out a Polychromos to do this. I don't know if the microphone's going to pick up the rain, but the rain is heavy on the roof, so I feel like I have to yell just to hear myself. It's that loud. Alright, so as it fades away, you don't see as much. But you will have little areas, so I'm mostly just going to make sure we also get this edge, so we don't have white on the edge. You're so used to using something, and when you can't, it's beyond annoying. Yeah. Yeah, it makes such a difference when you're very used to working one way. Sometimes it's fun to have the, like, force to change up. The force change up. Because it can lead to creativity and to exploring new techniques. But I'm also aware sometimes you just want the good old familiar. You want the good old comfort. And sometimes you don't want to experiment with a new technique. You just want what works and what you know works. So I did also pull out a cool grey, just so we can do a little bit more of that rounded shading too, because it's down the bottom here, so it would be just a little bit more darker, and we can bring a little bit of the blue up too, because it would also have a bit of a blue reflect from the water. We'll start by so yeah, I've done a bit of the scale shading with the Inktense, so I don't need to do full scale shading. I'm just needing to darken up little areas of it. So it is going to be a bit of working at weird angles for this double page spread too, but... I had somebody ask me on Saturday, how do I not spin the page? And it's like, I do. It just depends on the medium. And here is case in point. I will be spinning the page a bit today. Alright, paintbrush out of the way. Chai! Hello, hello. Enjoy your lurk, lovely. Enjoy your lurk cookie. I hope it's delicious. I've heard they are. It's so cold today. I hope you're staying warm down there. No page counter today, so no as much of a finishing frenzy. Not the same frenzy that we had on Saturday. I'll still put up the counter when we complete the page, but yeah, if we don't, I have got pages I want to finish off, but if we only finish off like this double page spread, then that's fine by me, you know? It's not a go, go, go like it was. So we're going to add in a little bit of splash zone here. This is where we can start adding in a little bit of white. We're not going to be doing it everywhere, but just a little bit of white. And some of these more clearer lines over here, we'll definitely add it in. And this is going to look really weird, but I'm actually going to be doing some of this with my non-dominant hand. And that is because it helps me do not as like clean straight lines. I want that looseness. So this is a trick that I often do with my non-dominant hand. If I know I want, like when I'm drawing cliffs, so I don't draw them all round and perfect, I'll draw them with my non-dominant hand, and it helps me just do like more zigzaggy lines because I'm not as controlled with this hand. I do have a little bit of control. I can write with my non-dominant hand, so I am technically ambidextrous, but I'm not as controlled with my colouring with my non-dominant hand. So it's almost like it's the charity challenges again. And then we'll just come in and add a few dots and water sprays and just add in a little bit of highlights back in. So yeah, now you can see we've got that contrast building in. I think it just makes it read that so much more as water. We've done our scales up there. And then of course, so I am going to use controlled hand here, because we also need white highlights in the waterfalls. I'm actually wondering if maybe I grab another Posca paint pen, because I get the feeling we're going to use a lot of paint pen today, and I might need another one. Lift some of that off because it doesn't all need to be bright white. Because we've got the entirety of the water to do the highlights on, and we've got to go over all of this. Really need to get some Inktense, but I also want the 150 Prismas. Yeah, that's a hard choice. I think it depends on like, because if you've already got like a full set of pencils that you use a lot and you just want a basing tool, the Inktense are a perfect basing tool, and they work well with established pencils that you may already have, like Polychromos. So, but then Prismas, they do involve you having to colour differently. So, yeah, there's no right or wrong answer. I would, if it's me, the way I brought my pencils was just by building it up pencil by pencil, piece by piece. So, you could always just get a couple. Like, you could get the white Prisma pencil, because that's brilliant. And a couple of colours you use a lot in Prisma. Couple colours of Inktense, and just build it up that way. But either way. Was you about the spinny thing? Yeah. So you'll see today I'm going to be spinning quite a bit. Not literally spinning, but spinning the book a bit. So, just to add that contrast to our white, we'll come in with our blue and do our edge. Alex, hello, hello. Welcome in, lovely. It's good to see you again. Hope you're doing well. I brought a small set of Inktense and Neos and building up, but that gave me the basic colours. Yeah, no, that's a good way to do it, Kim. That's how I started as well. For the Inktense, I brought a 24 set, and then piece by piece I built out those colours. Prismas, I did drop it once, but that was back in 2016 when I got my very first ever YouTube paycheck, because I used to be monetized back then. I am not anymore. Yeah. Might get them when it's discounted Black Friday. That's smart. You just woke up, got a 12-hour night shift to look forward to? Oh no. That sounds delightful. Hopefully we can keep you in company a little bit then, Alex. We are working away on our rainbow snake again. Doing the finishing off details, basically. So you can see up here, this is all a bit done. I just realised I never did the blue reflect up here, so we're just going to around the bottom of the snake. I did the water, the white of the water before even doing this. My bad. That's okay. I can kind of work over it. I actually got my first Inktense pencils from an art subscription box. I got 6 random colours and it was love at first use. I love that for you. It's fantastic. Some of those art subscription boxes can be useful in that sense because you get to play with different materials and try things out and see what works for you. But yeah, I never had the funds to sign up to one of those. It was always shipping to New Zealand. Ugh. Yeah, I did contemplate a couple of them back in the day. Talking like when they were in their heyday. Okay. I'm doing the white again before I did the blue and the black. That's smart. Don't believe I went up here with the blue, so let's try and get to the halfway part of this page with the blue and know that's all done then. And we can come in with a little bit more black if need be, but I know I've already done a bit of black. This is where we kind of have to change the lines a little bit because they start going a bit more vertical. No, horizontal. It's like I want the lines to not be as prominent here. Because I am following Kirby's lines a little bit, but there's some areas where I'm kind of interpreting my own thing. I use watercolors and watercolor pencils, not the same effect though. Yeah, but similar idea, Apolline. Similar idea. The ink tints are just more intense. And then sometimes I merge my watercolor pencils in with my ink tints, as I was explaining here with this page. It's also got Albert Dürer, so yeah. There's no right or wrong answer on which one to get first. You don't even have to get any of them. It's just what you choose to do. It was when I had more disposable income, yeah. Oh, your page looks so fantastic. The water, the rainbow, the water. I love pretty water. Thank you so much. I'm really pleased with how this one's coming together. For something where I was like, how am I going to do this? And I just made something up and it working so well. I'm very, very pleased. Yeah, I'll save the 72 set of Prismas, so now it's going to be tossed aside each month how to spend my supply money. Prismas, ink tints, or Neo 2s? Yeah. Or a few of all three. Yeah. So, I did do a pencil order recently, because that's the other thing too, is I can only buy pencils when I'm buying a bulk of pencils, because I don't have a local store. I have to pay for shipping, and the shipping at the art store is very expensive. Basically, 4 pencils is the cost of shipping. So I'm not placing an order unless I'm buying like 10 or 15 pencils minimum, which means I need to save up a bit. And so I'd been saving and saving and saving, and then recently they put Prismacolors on special. Now I had the full set of Prismacolors, but a lot of mine were getting very, very tiny. I'm lucky I've got a lot of spare polychromos. I did not have a lot of spare Prismacolors. So I had to make the decision then, and was very grateful to be helped out to get a whole bunch of Prismacolors, which is great. But I did say next time I did a pencil order, I was also going to try and grab some more Pablo coloured pencils, and I couldn't because I needed to stock up so badly on Prismas. So the next one, I actually need to replace a few of the Pablos that I have, and then I want to expand my Pablo range. I do also have a few Neocolor 2s, and I wouldn't mind expanding that range as well, but I think the Pablos are more important to me. So that's the next big pencil order I'd like to do, is a whole bunch more Pablo coloured pencils, because yeah, I really enjoy the Pablos. Those are my in-between. I have my polys, I have my Prismas, and then my Pablos fit nicely in the middle. So yeah, I would like to get more Pablos as my next step and get the full set of them. Cassie, kia ora, kia ora. Hi, lovely. How are you going? I got a few Galaxy color crayons. Ooh. I haven't heard of those. Is that like where it's multiple colors at once, Apolline, or is it just a brand called Galaxy? I'm sure your shipping is rough. Yeah, even local shipping. It's just like, I spent over $200 buying Prismacolors, right? And this is not how they were shipped, but this is the stack of all the spare Prismacolors that I brought. So this was well over $200 for this little bundle. But it's a lot of pencils. I still had to pay nearly $15 shipping. It's like, I'm dropping nearly $200 here, and this is such a tiny parcel. You like, could have swing me free shipping? I would have just brought like 5 more pencils. Yeah. Shipping will make it 12. Yeah, Alex said it sounds exactly like my situation too. It sucks, but you make do. You make do the best you can. Yeah, Prisma Poly Pablo. It's a tongue twister. It's the same with ink tints. Doing ink tints and distressed inks. I often twist those as well. Yeah. I'm good. Not long. Got home from work. Hope you're doing good today. I'm doing pretty well, thank you. I was going to be a good girl and go for a walk and all this sort of stuff, but it's raining and miserable and freezing cold, and I was just like, nope, that's not the mood today. So instead I was like, I'm going to go live, so I get some stuff done, but I don't know, I just felt like going live. So here we are. And I'm not in as much of a finishing frenzy as I was on Saturday, but I am aiming to finish some pages. I've got this one. I just did a background, but I did start a Mythomorphia page. For anyone who doesn't know, Mythomorphia is very, very close to being completed. I have 6 pages left to do. So the fact that I've started a page is awesome, because it's like 6 pages remaining in that whole book. But I also have, speaking of Prismacolors, oh, sorry, it's buried. I have, obviously, my Naoko Neko page. I never did a Matariki page, so I wouldn't mind doing one of them. But I also have this page that I've started that I wouldn't mind carrying on with as well. It's very much an ugly stage right now. But this is a Prismacolor one. So we may switch over to working on that one after this one is done. We'll see how we go. Yeah. Rainy day equals colouring day. Exactly. Exactly, it does. It's rainy, it's cold, it's like freezing, and just like perfect day to be tucked up in a blanket hoodie and a blanket. I even had the heater on for a minute before because I was just trying to take the chill out of the air. And get some colouring done. This page is really close to being done. It's just these finishing details. And like I've nearly finished the top half of the water here. On this half. And then we've got the top half on this half, the bottom half, and then here. But a lot of it's just going in with Posca and a little bit of blue. Like, it's not a hugely detailed one, it's just fiddly. So yeah, I can see this one taking a couple hours and then being done. Especially depending on how distracted I get, because we all know how distracted I can get, but it doesn't matter if we get distracted, because it's a lovely time when we do. So you may see me occasionally like putting my finger down and tapping where I've just coloured. I'm just lifting some of the paint pen because I want a little bit of a highlight, but I don't want as intense of a highlight as we're getting. So that's just me lifting out some of the highlight, which is a trick I often do. There's a difference between alcohol markers and alcoholic markers. Prismas or Polys more expensive there? I think they're about the same price. Prismas are $4. Let me look at Poly. I think I can get them for $3.50. Yeah. These two art stores, but only one does Prismacolor, so that tends to be the one that I go for because I'm buying multiple coloured pencils. But they can be, yeah, so Prismacolors are now $4.50, I stand corrected. They've gone up 50 cents since I brought them. Yeah, Polychromos are $3.50, Prismacolors are $4.50, so Prismacolors are more expensive. Inktense are $5.80. And I think we can only still get the original 72. We can't get the new. Yeah. No, we still can't get the new colours here. And then Pablo's are at the other more stationary style store. They are $5.75. So Pablo's are the most expensive. Which makes sense, they're Caran d'Ache and they're expensive. Jules! Hello, lovely. How are you going? Oh my goodness. Everyone, one of my favourite people in the world's here. Jules from NZ is like, if you know what a bard is from D&D, Jules is a real life bard. She's incredible. She's like in a band, multiple podcasts, professional dungeon master for D&D and other role-playing tabletop games, and just constantly doing things. Constantly doing cool things as well. It's annoying that when the pre-shipping threshold is so high, you can never actually reach it, and I know that. That's true, Ada. That's true. Oh, yes. I think I have heard of Galaxy, Atheline. That's sounding familiar now. It's amazing how much colouring reminds me when I was teaching myself to use Photoshop. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I also taught myself to use Photoshop. What a program to teach yourself, Alex. Alright. We're up to this half. I'm a bard on a bad charisma roll streak. Oh no. Oh no. I hope things are picking up. I mean, I have real life bad luck, but I think my charisma's rolling okay at the moment, but oof, I don't rely on charisma as much. My dex is pretty much always at a -4 though. Your first ever Pathfinder character was a bard? Ooh, I love Pathfinder. We played Pathfinder on yesterday. It was fun. I'm playing an Oracle, which is really neat. And I'm playing an Oracle that is being raised with clerics. So there's a link to the cleric, but they're not a cleric. They're like, oh, like they adjacent to cleric, but they're not cleric, and that's kind of playing on the fact that Oracle and cleric share the same spellcasting list and stuff like that too. So, but yeah, I'm playing an Oracle in Pathfinder, and it's really fun. I'm really excited to like level up and get to develop the character more, and I got ideas. I do love a Pathfinder bard. My backup for this campaign is either a bard or a paladin. Oh, I have not thought of a backup, and I know I probably should, but I have not thought of a backup. I do not know what I'll do if Aisling passes, because I genuinely have no other ideas, and I don't know. I guess I'll have to go dark and moody. I mean, she's kind of dark, but she's kind of light. It's fun. She's like both. She's like, everything is like playing with two opposites. And I'm really enjoying that duality. I'm still figuring out how to play it properly, but I'm enjoying the duality of an oracle raised as a cleric, but as an oracle of someone who knows of Pharasma and is linked to Pharasma, but is not servant of Pharasma, and then someone who is being raised in the light and considers himself very in the light, but is being also drawn to the dark and is within the dark. So I don't know, it's fun playing those two opposites in one. There's a duality to her that I love, and I can't see another character right now. But obviously, if it happens, it happens. I mean, it'll be an amazing story beat. I love Aisling, though. I love Selene. I think it's so cool. Jules is playing a really cool Dhampir rogue, and I know that there are so many secrets, and I'm like, Aisling wants to befriend Selene very badly and find out all the secrets, because I think Selene needs a really good friend. A really good hug. Selene needs a really good hug. My fiance and I played it together. He played the rogue, and the first thing we did was start a cult to make money. I was like, that sounds about right for a roleplay game. That sounds about right. Legend of the Seeker, yes. Yes. Oh my goodness, that's a throwback. Yeah, I'm obviously more familiar with D&D. I'm more comfortable running D&D because that is what I run. D&D 5e. The first time I ever played a TTRPG, I was the dungeon master, and I brought 8 people together for a table. Do not start with your first ever table with 8 people. It was too much. But it was fun. And I love TTRPGs. There's just something magic in escaping this world for a while and being able to create a story together with people. The struggle is real for Selene, for sure. I mean, yeah. I kind of like that. Again, that plays with the duality of, for Aisling, like, Aisling, as I said, when I first created Aisling, I did not give her a weapon. And I gave her a couple of spells that she would, or things that she might use to protect herself, and the ability to make holy water, which comes from, again, her cleric upbringing. And I talked to Joey about this. It's like, this is one of the prominent ways she would protect herself, but she would not be, she's not a fighter. She's not someone who would go out there. So you having to be, for Aisling to cast a hurt spell to heal you is probably helping her with the fact that she's got this power from an oracle source that, for those that are familiar with Pathfinder, her oracle subclass is bones, which is a lot to do with death. It's for a character that was raised in light and raised in a religion that's all about preventing undeath, to be then powered by essentially death, and undeath is like a complete mind effery for her, which hasn't come up yet. So for her to also take something that is a negative spell and turn it into a positive for someone that she now cares about very strongly is very powerful for Aisling. So this is all stuff that hasn't come up in game, but is stuff I thought about. I think about my characters way too much. I sent Joey through it. Joey is our GM. I sent our GM a thing recently because I finally settled down on like her family dynamic and her role in the tribe and stuff like that. So I sent through like a thing, like 1 page of just written out. And I was trying not to write out tons and tons of this, but it's like, I don't care if you never read this. I wanted to sort it out for my own brain, but this is like how Aisling's family tribe works. I DM'd for my husband and his 3 brothers. Not a good idea. Oh, my very first DM campaign, my 2 brothers were 2 of my players as well, and they caused shenanigans. One of the first things that I had to figure out was how, as a baby DM, if one player does a handstand and the other player grabs their legs, and then because we established that the characters had IBS and had a lot of flatulence, and then the flatulence character, which was the one standing up, pointed its butt out, and the other character used the legs to aim the butt, and then he was farting, and then the character that was holding the legs also lit a torch in front of the butt, and then they created a portable flamethrower. And this is one of the first things I had to figure out as a GM, was how this worked. In my first ever campaign, and this is what my brothers did. I was like, Sure, okay, well, let me find out how fire damage works. As a DM, I think people can never think about their characters too much. This is also true. I love it when my players send me through, like, their ramblings and their writings about their character and their backstory. And it means I've got more things to work into the story too. Like, I will weave it in if you give it to me. Only other TTRPG experience was Savage Worlds. Ooh, I think I have the book for that, but I've never actually run it. I have some like random TTRPG books and stuff. And I keep meaning to. Read a D&D is a board game. You had to build the buildings before you could even start. Ooh. I also have the Dragonfire board game from D&D up here, and I've never ever played it. One day. It's right, I also think about my characters way too much. I think it's a rite of passage, because it does become, as a player, which, by the way, I love the fact I get to play as well. I don't often get to play. So it's just, like, it's so special coming in as a player, and it means I just think way too hard about my character. And when I'm awake and having a good morning, I will really get into it. When I'm half asleep or sick, then I don't get to roleplay as much because my body's like, nope, and I'm sad. Luckily, this week wasn't a bad week, so I felt like I could really get into the roleplay this week. I do appreciate our GM does also let us just, like, get into the roleplay. Because again, as a GM, one of my favourite moments is when my players, because I have a group of regular players that I GM for, and they literally one session, I didn't do a damn thing because they role-played for about 2.5 hours, and I just sat there. Because my characters, not my characters, but, you know, me as a GM, I had nobody in the room. So I didn't do a thing. I just sat there and I let them roleplay, and they, like, acted out for 2.5 hours their characters, like, all this big emotional thing. They were, like, storyboarding all these theories about what was going on, and all I was doing was sitting there was taking notes for 2.5 hours of what they found important, what they were thinking of the campaign, and it was great. And then by the end of the session, I was like, cool. And they're like, oh, we didn't do anything. It's like, oh, you did plenty. Yeah. You must go and sleep now. All good, Cassie. I know you're living in the night shift zone, so please go and get some good sleep. And it's very likely, I mean, you know how I go. If I'm still here, I'm still here. So I was rolling too badly. No. I mean, that's what happens though. We have weeks where the dice just don't like us, and unfortunately for you, that was the week. But also, like, again, for Aisling, that was a really important moment because she used positive to deal with a negative, and she also front and centered something. Again, she's been front and center before, but, you know, something that was trying to go with her mind, because her mind's a messed up place. Again, we didn't really get a chance to go into it, but yeah, that was important for Aisling. So she's, again, I thought I was really dumb jumping in the well there. I was like, am I doing a dumb here? But also, I think Aisling at this point realizes, like, someone needs to go down there who can do positive energy. So that can touch, and everything I had tons of positive energy things that could do what we needed to do. Sorry, I'm talking about this like you all know the situation. So, Jules' character Celine, my character Aisling, and the two other members of the party were heading to a well in the spooky forest to find a book that had been thrown down there by a known NPC of the party. And this book was haunted by the remains of a corrupted, evil, I think wizard, basically. But basically someone who was, it's an Aelip. And because the book was down a well, we couldn't see the book, but we knew we needed to hurt the book. And to hurt the book, we needed to inflict positive energy. So that can be like healing spells. Both the wizard and I have spells called positive posts. Not the wizard, sorry, the witch. We have a witch in the party too. And so we were having difficulty getting to the book, and we had time limited spells on here, and so my brain I need to get into the well. I need to get down there. Everything I have is touch. If I can just grab that book, then I can just start pounding it with positive energy spells. So I jump into the well. The witch ends up following me down, and of course the Aelip comes out. Now, I thought maybe the Aelip would go up, but unfortunately I'm the one with the book that's doing the damage, so the Aelip keeps going after me, and I'm one of the weakest, squishiest ones in the group. And our two frontline fighters are up the top of the well. It could have been really, really bad. It could have been really, really bad, but I kept on resisting it, because I ended up, it was rolling pretty bad to affect me, which is lucky. But for Aisling, that was quite a powerful thing, because she was dealing front and center with something corrupted, and she was managing to resist, because again, she's dealing with a power that is corruptive and evil compared to how she was raised, even though she doesn't find it evil. She's playing with that duality of life and death. So if she can stand in front of something very powerful, very scary, very evil, and not get corrupted, maybe she won't get corrupted by the power that is now fueling her. This is why it was important for Aisling. Anyway, that was me rambling about Pathfinder and TTRPGs. Lucy, hello. Apologies for not saying kia ora straight away. I'm rambling so much about our TTRPG, our Pathfinder game from Sunday. But yeah, how are you going, lovely? It's good to see you again. We are working away on our Rainbow Snake water page. We're getting our water finished off. We're adding in our contrast. I'm going to add in some highlights. Somebody is awake. Somebody has arisen. I don't have any new treats here. I only got treats you don't care about as much, but you can keep pouring me as much as you like. I can't lift you up, and you know this. You have to lift yourself up. I don't actually want you to lift yourself up, because then I can't kick you off the desk until you decide to get off the desk. Oh boy. I can't lift you up. You have to lift up on your own if you're coming up. Also, yes, we do need to find the cat. Side quests. It's just sneezing. Yeah, you could send it as art text to me, and I can absolutely pull it up on stream. If you're sitting here and you're like, what is art text? So art texts are optional here. They're always optional. But you can either, if you are in our Discord, there is a channel called Art Text for Streams. You can absolutely chuck any form of what you're up to in there, like creative projects. It doesn't have to just be colouring. So drawing, original art, anything like that. There's a channel in there called Art Text for Streams. You're welcome to post away in there. Otherwise, you can DM it to me on Instagram, which I'll put my Instagram up. Now, if we have not chatted before on Instagram, you may need to send me a message that just says hi, just so I can say, yep, you're okay to send me pictures, because yeah, there's a lot of people out there that like to send pictures of body parts that I don't want to see. So I just have a little safety thing on there for Instagram, so I will need to say, yep, you're okay if we haven't chatted before. Please send your pictures through. So take a picture with your device's app. and then attach it to the message. Don't use the Instagram direct camera, because if you do that, I cannot show the pictures on stream. If you do not have Discord and you do not have Instagram, I also have email, and we can do it that way too. And yeah, I'll make sure I've actually got my email, my Instagram open. I do, and I'll make sure I open the Discord. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be your best work. It doesn't have to be colouring. Sorry, and it doesn't have to be your best work. It's just about celebrating creativity. And it's amazing what inspires in this community. So yeah, it's just about celebrating what we're working on together. And if you would like to share it, send it through, and then I can pull it up on stream. Uh-oh. Here he comes. And he's behind me. You can see a tail. You can see a head. See, the reason why it's a bigger uh-oh than usual at the moment is that I cannot kick him off the desk, because I cannot pick him up because I'm not allowed to lift him post-surgery. Alright, this is a great time to do art tags, because we've got a cat on the desk, and this cat's going to be here for a while. Where did that pencil go? Yeah. I'm not allowed to lift him because he's like over 7 kilos. He's a chunky boy. 7 kilos is 14 pounds. It's more than I'm allowed to lift right now. So we have to wait for him to decide to get off the desk on his own accord. So yes, anyone's haven't met this little fluff boy before, this is Shadow. He is a little troublemaker. You guys are awesome, but I already almost fell asleep, so it's time to say goodnight. Oh, good, Ada. You get some good sleep. Thank you for being here. Also, Explicit Cupcake, I think I forgot to say kia ora to you. Welcome back in. It's lovely to see you again. He is a sweet boy, except for when he's trying to drink the paint water, which is the battle we had last time. That's my coffee. You're not having my coffee. Why don't you go back to bed? I know you're sleepy. You've been asleep for the last hour. Or is that the problem? You've been asleep for an hour, so now it's like time to play. Do you want to jump off the desk? You can jump off the desk anytime you like. There's plenty of room here. You want off the desk? It's my coffee. You're not having my coffee. You could jump off the desk. You could go on the floor. You could go away so I can carry on colouring. I'll give him scriptures. Don't, no. He's trying to drink the paint water. It's my coffee cup. You don't like coffee. You're not getting on my belly. I may be 1 week post-op, but it still hurts in there. The stitches are still healing. You're not allowed in there. The constant battle between cat and art. Tell me about it. I think I need to get like a cat bed. I mean, this is probably one of the reasons why he's like, why is this blankie on the floor? What if I put this blankie on the floor? It usually sits on the back of my chair. Oh, fold it up for your Highness, because I know you like blankets that are like thicker and have... I'd rather you didn't claw this crochet blanket, but... Look. It's on the floor. You could go and curl up on that. You may need to do a suggested slide towards the edge of the desk. Well, he will jump off on his own accord when he's ready. But the problem is, so like normally I could pick him up and just put him off the desk and I would put him on the blankets. But I'm not allowed to pick him up right now because he's too heavy. And he'll help pop my stitches. So I have to now just wait until he decides he's ready to get off the desk. And he took 15 minutes last time this happened. He jumps up on his own and he'll jump down on his own. Suppose you didn't get it through the paint water. He's been trying. That's him trying there. This is the dirty paint water. This is what he loves to try and drink. It's very dirty at the moment, so it's full of glitter, it's full of Mod Podge, and it's full of Inktense. Please stop rubbing your face against my camera. No. No, you're not having paint water. There's a whole thing down here. You could go off the desk. Come on, jump off the desk. He's jumping off the desk. He jumped off the desk. Look, there's a blankie here for you. Is that a nice blankie? He may stay there. He may decide to jump back up. He may do one better and even decide he's leaving now he's had his treats. We just have to wait for him to decide he's done. Oh, kitty cats. The constant battle between Cat and Art. See, it wouldn't be an issue if I could just kick him off the desk myself. It's just the problem is right now I can't lift him off the desk. So because I can't lift him off the desk, that is where the problem occurs. But he decided to get off on his own. Last time he was up here for 15 minutes because he kept on trying to drink that paint water. Alright, refreshed our coffee from the thermos. And back to our rainbow snake. It's Amy, how do I send art tags? Okay, so there's a couple of links above in the chat that I just put. You can DM it to me on Instagram if you're on Instagram. If you join the Discord, there is a channel in the Discord called Art Tags for Streams. It's under the talkies, the general sort of mixture. So you can also put it in there. If you don't have Discord or Instagram, I can also give you an email if you'd like to email it. If you don't have email, then we'll figure something else out. But, you know, you're on YouTube. You need an email to sign up for YouTube, so you probably have email. You live on Discord? Excellent. Exclamation Discord if you need to bring it back up. But yeah, absolutely. The Discord, there's a whole channel in there. And that's a really easy place to drop pictures. And it's easier for me to bring up from the Discord, and it's usually better quality as well, which is lovely. Alright, so we're back to our indigo blue. I have a 1-year-old black kitten and my husband says it's nice to know all black cats seem to have the same amount of brain cells. Oh. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm complaining about Shadow. I adore Shadow. I love having a kitty. He's wonderful. It's just... I think what's going on today is he's cold and he wants to go to bed. He wants me to go to my bed so he can come and cuddle with me in my bed. But we can't do that for multiple reasons, including the fact that he's going to try and jump on my tummy. Because that's what he does. He likes to sleep on my chest. But also, so he can't do that right now because, again, post-surgery. But also, I don't want to go to bed. I don't want to colour in bed right now. I want to colour at my desk. Scent? Fantastic. I see it. Perfect. First off we go, hi! And then we go to Art Takes Streams. Alright, let me get this all popped open. That's so cool. And this was your first attempt with Ohuhus, I believe you were saying as well. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, so we have some original art here through from Ilex of their characters from a TTRPG game, Savage Worlds. So we'll bring up our first one here. I love the pose as well. It's a very dynamic pose. And also the colours are very coordinated and cool. This is my character Fawn. They're a Jonton fighter. Ooh. Looking like they're ready to punch. Or an attack. Kick very, very intently. Then we have this one, which I'm guessing is Goblin or... Well, no, actually, I don't know the character classes in Savage Worlds, but... Well, it's D&D, I'd say Goblin. I love the green. Also, is that a little turnip necklace? Which is very cool if it is. My fiance's character, Qatar. Goblin, bit of a rogue. Excellent. It's a parsnip? I love that. Of course it's a parsnip. Turnips are like rounder. Oh, I love it. This one's so pretty. Also a fan of white hair because I'm currently playing a white haired character too. I really appreciate the dress and the detail in the dress on this one. Also feet, because feet are hard. My friend Craig's character, Linnea. She's half Junton and speaks through a tablet. Ah, that's neat. White hair is the best. It just feels so fantasy. And then we have the final one. Also kind of a cleric. Ah, yeah. This one here. I love the pose of this one. This one's just fabulous. Also, no shirt, no worries, right? The teal hair is cool. The teal hair is also cool. My friend's Nico's character, Strollo. He's a fossil grim. A total bard and playboy. He's made of water. Oh, that's so cool. Reminds me of Lindsay Sterling. Yeah, I was about to say, this one here in particular reminds me specifically of in Mythic World, the colouring book we're colouring in. Not that one. Reminds me specifically of this page. The only song he canonically knows is Buddy Holly by Weezer. Yes, he's that guy, right? It just less murdery. I mean, what's a little bit of murder? Yeah, but definitely reminds me of this page a lot. Oh, that's gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Ilex. Apology. My brain is not wording well today. But yes, thank you for sharing your character art with us. It's so cool. I love, love, love character art. I do actually have, I'm working on some original art right now. And I did actually think about working on that on stream today too as well. For one of the podcasts that Jules is involved in, The Fate of Ison. Which I should shout out Fate of Ison, because if every second Wednesday at 7:30 PM, if you need somewhere to come and hang out for about an hour and a half or so. The Fate of Ison is live. Oh my gosh, go to the channel. Go to the channel so I can steal the address for YouTube. You will also see me there moderating in the chat, because that's what I do. And I've done a little bit of the... I say a little bit, it's really a little bit. Because my hands don't always cooperate. Come here, come here. Oh, that's a far bend. Oh. So this is one of the characters. This is Erica, who sometimes pops into stream. This is Erica's character. Tara and Grim, they're a water genasi. So this is the first one that I did. Washi tape again for the clothes. And then what I'm working on at the moment is Granny Sabinka, our druid, half-elf druid, played by Kasha. So it's very much in progress, but one of the big things is Granny Sabinka is inspired by Kasha's actual heritage, which is Polish. So there's a lot of like very specific embroidery details and very specific colours for like a cloak and stuff like that. So I'm using lots of tapes to do all the embroidery. So there's a lot of cutting out and stuff like that. So you can see we've got a bit of floral work on the top here. We've got like a little bit of trim on the bottom of the skirt. We've got an apron, which I've also got to put more trim on. So it's very, very rough at the moment, but it is fun to draw an older character. So that's one of the things I'm working on too. Very slowly. Very slowly, because I'm always slow when it comes to character art, and I wish I could be fast and just churn it out, but I'm very bad at doubting myself as I draw, which slows me right down. And doubting when I'm working on my own things. Which is something I shouldn't do, but I do. So, yeah. The whip is awesome. Kasha's gonna flip out. Yeah, Kasha and I have been messaging a little bit about it. So, because I keep making sure, like, I keep sending through color choices and, like, tapes and stuff like that. Being like, just double checking. Because, again, I know that there is some really important details on it. So, yeah, I do. Hopefully. I'm trying to get that done. I'm trying to get that finished before the end of the month, and if I get the other one finished before the end of the month, I'll be really happy. I also need to make sure that I do the overlays before the end of the month as well. So, I might need to... are we doing a Tuesday night hang tomorrow, hun? For life admin? Since you're here and I can ask you live. My coffee's not very good because I think I've had tea in this bottle before, and I think there's still tea residue in here, so it tastes a little fruity. Right, that's okay, it's still coffee. It just tastes like there's a little bit of an orange undertone to my coffee, which is very strange. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's all good. You do what you need to do. It will make me sit down and actually do my overlays, which is probably the most important thing to get done, because we need those overlays sorted. So I need to get onto all the overlay stuff. Ooh. Fossil Greemen are basically handsome water dudes who play violin. They teach you in exchange for play or food, but they're extremely strict teachers. I love that kind of lore when it comes to characters. That's really neat. I can see where the bard would come from it too. Yeah, we are pretty much at the end of air now, and that's why I'm like, I really, really need to, but I also want to make sure we do it before my oral surgery, because I don't want to have, you know, if I'm in a lot of pain, I don't want the pressure of, like, I need to get this done, because we're about to change books, and we're about to change settings, and, you know, we need to make sure that we're all set up for the next area. It's a good time. Yeah, I'm excited. There's even in the Fate of Ice and podcast, because it's turned into a podcast, guys, so you can also find it on your favorite podcast app. And there's a lot of it to look into because we're in book 2 and we're in chapter 3 of book 2 right now. So there's a lot of podcasts. But you'll also find that there's a couple episodes where I play as a guest. And there's even one where I run a game because there was a bit of an emergency. And so I ended up running a game and it is absolute chaos. I made the game up in about 2 minutes using a 1-page TTRPG system. It is absolute chaos. I end up changing everything halfway through because of how the players are reacting, and I'm just winging it completely. There is no plan. It's just me winging the whole thing. It is absolute chaos and a lot of laughter. It's not the greatest thing I've ever run, but it did the job. Now it's permanently on the internet. Oh boy. Wish I could show one of my artworks, but can't find it. It's a character from one of the series I was writing a few years ago. Ooh, Atheling, that would be gorgeous, but I understand. Digital files are hard to keep track of sometimes. But yeah, absolutely. If you do ever find it, you're more than welcome to share it. Again, it's not just about sharing colouring. You're welcome to share original art, drawings. Chai often shares photography. We've had people like King came in and was sharing some clothes that they were painting, crafts, anything like that. It's just about encouraging and celebrating creativity. And if it's not something visual, well, we can still share it because we can drop links, or we can talk about where to find the videos and stuff like that too. So I like you guys to be able to share. I'm nosy. I like looking at what people are up to, but I also it's hard to get stuff out there these days. You're screaming into a noisy cacophony of 100 other people screaming as well. So if I can sit here and go, hey, here's cool stuff people are up to, I'm gonna do it. Because there's so many people doing so many cool things. Pretty much at the end of air now, which is terrifying because I need to finalise the idea for Fire Chapter. I have 3 and need to pick one and commit. Ooh, sometimes actually a miniature painting from TTRPGs. Exactly. And you're welcome to do that because they're gorgeous, Jules. One of these days I'll get in and do some more miniature painting. One of these days. Just seen art text, just regular colouring. Nothing wrong with regular colouring. I can see Eveline has sent some through as well. Ooh, we've got some through from Eveline too, and it's gorgeous. Hey, I know that page. Alright. And make sure I react so I know that one. Ooh, we've got progress on this one too. Okay, so from Lucy, what Lucy is working on right now is this gorgeous page here. They're currently whiting out all the stars. I love the colourway. Love that colourway of that background still, and the way that those stars pop on top. It's gorgeous. That purple sky is everything. It really is. It's so pretty. You see one from Small Worlds as well? Awesome. Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. I see it. Ah, I need to find this book. I need to find this book. Alright. Let me do some magic. I'll just put in studio mode for a moment. Turn Transform 90 degrees counterclockwise. Yeah. Alright. It just came through the wrong way round, which is totally fine. I'm just doing some weirdness in the background. Okay. Right, here we go. So you can see, I think this is one of those ones where on the right it's got the oops, wrong button. It's got the pre-colored image, and then, sorry, the left has got the pre-colored image and the right is your version, and you can see how it's progressing beautifully. I love, love, love the page. I love the ducks, right? So cute. So cute. And such gorgeous colours too. And it is a watercolour book as well, which would be really fun to play with. Yeah. Yeah, the book that was shared on the last stream from Atheline. It's gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Right, I'll just reset all this as well. Right. Transform, and we're going to go 90 degrees counterclockwise this time to turn it back that way, and then we go that, and then we go that. Whoops. Me pressing all the wrong buttons like a professional. Right. And then we have from Atheline some pages as well. Oh, I should have left it twisted because that one's... Okay, we're just going to do this one live. Transform counterclockwise. That one doesn't need too much adjustment, so it's not too bad. Fortunately, the paper isn't the best for super wet washes. Regular paper, but still suffers and gets dots when wet too much. Okay. Good to know. I am definitely someone who saturates pages. Yes, this is through from Atheline. It is gorgeous. I love, love, love the colours that you've chosen. With that little pop of blue that brings you to her eyes that are also blue. Absolutely stunning. Alright, just rotate that one back. And I just realised I need to expand that out. So we can go back to these ones. Again, another beautiful colourway with the orange. You've been busy, Atheline. Like pale blue and mint and pale pink. Oh, such a good combo. And then we also have Capybara Cuties with the little fruits. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you so much for sharing with us, Atheline. Right, make sure we're back on the right pages. Hey. Right, back to working with paint pen. It's just so exciting, y'all. Oh, it's just one of those things. Takes time, but it adds to the page, so it's got to be done. And yes, I do switch to my non-dominant hand for some of this because I want a really skewed edge here. I want the non-control because it creates a more textured edge. Gonna see if I can get some things done. May see you later. All good, Shy. Thank you so much for lurking here. Best of luck doing the things. And we may see you again another time. Thank you for sharing, Atheline. More than happy to show. Okay. Itchy nose. Doo-doo-doo. Oh, excuse me. It's still really cold. I might have to turn my heater back on and just take some of the cold out of the air. What are you at? We're at an hour and a half in. Not that it's about how long it takes, but you know. You're off to sleep now. Oh, good, Jess. You have a wonderful rest of your night, and I hope you find that sleep soon. Thank you so much for being here. Getting a few hours of sleep for me. There's no sleep where I'm going. Oh. Yeah, night shift crew. Right. Cool. Alright, I think that top part's done. I've still got to do down here. I've also still got to shade in here because I realised I haven't shaded in there yet. I'll come back to that. I've still got a fair bit of shading to go. Oh no! Well, that's gone. My cookie just broke into my coffee cup. Doesn't usually happen to me. I usually get them out before it gets to that point, but obviously was being a bit greedy with the dunk that time. Is it a cookie or a biscuit? It's same thing. We call cookies biscuits here. So yeah, I mean what a lot of people would call a cookie, but we call them biscuits here. So it's actually a biscoff that I'm dunking as well. Guess who's back? You're not going on the desk. Sometimes if I pat him on the chair, he'll stay on the chair. And then we don't have to deal with him on the desk. Biscoffs are good. I quite like them with bananas. Ooh, I haven't had it with banana, but I could see that. I've done, I like it with natural yogurt to do the cheesecake trench. That was really good. I don't have any yogurt though. But yeah, these are kind of getting a bit old, so they're good for dunking, but when you eat them on their own, you can tell that they're in the container I've got them in, and isn't the most airtight. But they still taste alright, they just need to be dunked. Alright, changing liquids. Because that coffee's not actually all that good, because it tastes like orange and I can't get over the flavour of it. Note to self, don't make coffee in the thermos. No, damn it. Oh, you're lucky you did not knock that cup over, Cat. Not meant to be on the desk. No, get off the colouring book. Oh, you little... Gosh darn cats, yep. Ah, you problem child. You know what? I was thinking before, I need to go to the bathroom. We're going to take a bathroom break. And... that he may follow me off the desk if I go and take a bathroom break, because I was thinking before I think I need to go to the bathroom, so he's trying to force a pat. He may also need to go outside, so yeah, we'll see if that's the case. So I'm going to put you on the Be Right Back stream for a moment. I'm going to do a bathroom break, and then hopefully he'll follow me, and then when we come back we can carry straight on. my goodness, that's much better. Right. Back to the art screen. Back to sorting out blankies. And he wanted to go outside. Apparently he's literally just come in and he wanted to go back out. So that's often the case, though. When he starts annoying like that, he sometimes is saying, hey, I need to go outside. I need to go outside. So, and of course it's too cold for us to leave the doors open, so he has to annoy us to get a door open. Right, and I'm just going to... Oops, I forgot torches on. Send the photo through to somebody. Right, that is our top half there all done. So now we're going to come down to here. There is this little section back here. It's pretty much in the dark, so I don't want to do too much, but we'll do a couple of little highlights in a couple of areas and we'll dot them off. Oh, I have to remember as well today to message my doctor and get another prescription. 1, 2, 3. Welcome back. Thank you very much. I feel much better now. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Right. So, shade around the bottom of our snake with our dark grey. To bring the blue down here, because it's like half in, half out of the water there. No, I've done the black on the rock already because we did deepen that shading, but now start on our scale deepening. Hope you're all doing well out there. Hope you all took the opportunity to also do at the very least a little stretch, because it's very easy to forget to stretch. I will put a call out there as a reminder. Do you need to have any meds? Do you need a snack? Do you need to hydrate? Can always do with hydrate. Just messaging my cousin too. My cousin's birthday, so. Alright. Now the only snake left to shade is the snake down the bottom here. Oh, excuse me. I could sit here and also add little scales highlights to each of the scales, and I am debating if I do that. That would create even more highlights on there, but it's also going to be a lot of work. That is something I am contemplating right now, is whether or not I go in and highlight not all the scales, but where, like, along the edge here where the light would be hitting. I don't think it's like 100% necessary either because of the way it's been done, but part of me is debating it. Maybe on the lighter colors. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'll decide at the end. I mean, by the time we get all the white into here, it may not be necessary because I may not want a white highlight. Just adding in a little bit. Like, I'm not even shading each scale. I'm just doing select scales and I'm focusing more where it would be darker. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome in. Kia ora, kia ora. There's a crepe shop I've been to that makes a crepe with biscuit syrup, caramel, and bananas. Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing. It sounds like an amazing crepe. Also, good night, Jules, or good day, Jules. Sorry, I just realised I missed your message, but thank you so much for being in here, lovely. Oh, it's so cool to have Jules in here for a while. It's cool when real life friends come in. You know, people that you know in real life. Not that the stream isn't real life, but you'll know what I mean when I say that, right? Alright, so we're just deepening shadows on our rainbow snake page. I'm also zoomed right out because of shadow from before, so I just realised that. Bring in a bit. But we're just adding a bit of dimension to our shape, our snake down here. Just deepening up some of our scales and adding the same sort of dimension that we've added around the page, basically. I've also still got a colour in the boat. Please don't let me forget that I've still got a colour in the boat, because the boat is uncoloured. That's like one of the last things to do. May not highlight the whole snake, but I am going to highlight in the eye. Give it just shiny eye. Alright. Let's start with right on the far side here. Need like a scrap piece of paper. It'll work. Love this version of the page, Amy. I have not seen it done in rainbow before. Well, thank you. I'm very pleased with how it's coming together. I did rainbow because I was just like, I want to bring as much colour as possible into the page, and the only way I could think to do that was rainbow snake. Because otherwise it's very like, I mean, you can make the snake a colour, but it's very like blue, and I don't mind blue, but I like rainbow. I like colour, so what better to do than rainbow snake? Today would be the perfect spicy noodle day, but I don't have spicy noodle. And I am sad because I realised today would be a good spicy noodle day. That's okay. Alright, so we have a bit of shading and shadowing around our snake here. We're going to have a little bit where our boat is, but then there's really not a lot more in terms of the shadowing and shading. Like obviously around the snake again here and around the boat, but down here we are keeping lighter, and that is on purpose. We did purposely do that because we want to try and keep the water looking a bit different from the top, and so it's a bit lighter down here because maybe it's a bit shallower and things like that. Amy sent Fairtex as he's stopping my colouring. He stole my books. That sounds like a shadow. Oh my goodness, yep. Classic shadow move. Oh, look at the fur baby. Fur baby's just like, nope, these are my books. I live here now. You know colour. Boop. No, absolutely gorgeous. Very much cute, if a pain in the butt. Thank you for sharing. That's Stitch. That's such a cute name. As I said, we're not really got too much dark areas in the water now. We are trying to keep it a bit on the lighter side. Down the bottom here. Does make it easy in terms of shading there. Right, paint pen. You know what I ended up doing? I ended up playing a little bit of the Lego Movie game, but when I went and played my previous save and I was just jumping around and stuff, but I realised, and then I went and had a look at my Steam achievements, and I've basically completed the game. There are still some very hard achievements left to get. I'm like, alright, I could achievement grind it, but then I realised I haven't started number 2, but then my controller died, so I need to get a better controller and then play the Lego Movie 2 video game. Dada Mo book? Oh. Is that the gorgeous ones you shared before, Atheline? Me being me, I need to Google. Ah, okay. Ancient Beauties, yeah, the Mountain and Seas classic just came up, and I'm going to chuck that on my list because that looks very much We're not searching for things, even though things me getting distracted. So easy to get distracted. Mountain Sea, Stars and Sweet Girls, 100 Ghosts, and Journey of 100 Ghosts and Drunken Beauty. Oh, there's one more with warriors in it. Ah, okay. Yeah, I have to have a look at that later on. Alright, because this is lighter and would have more white highlights, we also do have some more white to put across here. That's why I've got all the lines going across. And I'm going to very specifically cover up a little red mark there. Never happened. Should really colour the boat before I do all the splatter against it, but hey. When do I ever do things practically? Got a drive. We'll be back once I settled into the office if the stream's still going. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. It should still be going for a little bit. We're just about done on this one. As I said, still got a colour boat. And we've got foam left to go, basically. But yes, I'm sure we'll see you again soon. Right, foam. Basically, I just want to go over these black lines and make them less intensely black. I'm just going to start by doing little circles over everything. So it will leave some of the black lines, but it will also add in some of the white lines. And tone it down a little bit. So yeah, you can see it's faded it down that little bit more. And that's what we're trying to do, is just fade down the intensity of this black, because this is, you know, foam. So it wouldn't have super clear black lines. So can have a little bit, but we also want to soften them up a bit. The easiest way to do that is to grab our paint pen and go over all the lines. Just doing little circles over everything. Paint pen is starting to run out a little bit, so hopefully we can make it all the way through for at least layer 1. How do I feel like potato chips? Wonder if we have any. Not that I need them, really. Or we're just getting hungry because it's near lunchtime and I just need to actually make lunch. Alright, we're almost halfway there. So yeah, you can kind of see the difference between the two pages. Like, there's still that subtle foaminess there, but it's like tight, it's dulled right down now, so it feels more like foam. Yeah, it's dinner time there. Oh yeah, sometimes it's just like I just need to make food. It's only 11 here, so it's not quite lunchtime here, but it's probably why I'm feeling peckish. Did you do a previous stream during the background water? Or did you do it all today? I did a previous stream, actually. Let me pull up a direct link for you. It was on when I did my Saturday stream, and I did the Mega Madness streams. So get shareable link. This one here, it's part 2. It's when we came back after dinner. I need to go in there and change the cover because for some reason it's showing Matchstick Mouse. Let's make it Rainbow Snake. Now it's got Rainbow Snake. No, it doesn't. Right. That should make it a bit clearer. Yeah, so it's basically done with ink tints, and it's done with 4 colours, and I still got colours out: Malibu, Green Aquamarine, Denim, and Deep Indigo. And then there's a little bit of pencil shading on top. And then today we did a bit more pencil shading just to finish off. Like, we just used one colour and just deepened up some of the deep areas. Ali! Hello, hello. Kia ora to you, lovely. I hope you're keeping warm today on this very cold Monday. I love autocorrect in Tadeo. Sometimes I'll try and answer something in Tadeo and it will autocorrect, and it's just like, yeah, this is not the key. This is not what we want. Hey, how it does it, right? There needs to be a way where you can say, yes, New Zealand English, but also Tadeo. Two dictionaries at once. Never does. Never does. How are you going? We're working away on a page in Mythic World by Kirby Rose Arms. We're very close to completing it. Right now I'm just working away on this foam and just lightening up some of the lines so they're less intense. And then I just need to colour in this little boat as well. And then I think our page is basically done. Marking job evaluation assessments, mind numbing. Oh, sorry to hear that. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, this is not the most fun part, but it needs to be done. And I'm half debating doing a second layer over it and really lightening up. I might go in and like spotlight in some areas. I think there's also a couple of areas and a couple of lines that I have missed, so... Just about done. Whee! Alright. Oh, the foam. It's got one layer of white over it. Jersey Colours, kia ora, and Perfection. Hello, hello, both of you. Page is looking stunning. Thank you so much. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're very close to being done. Oh. First, a stretch. Oh. Okay. So I'm just working on the water foam right now. Just trying to make, like, some of the lines that Kirby's drawn less intense. I don't mind if there's a little residue of them there, but I don't want the, like, black lines. So we've kind of swirled over everything with a paint pen, and it's removed some of the lines and the intensity of the lines. So I think I'm quite happy with that effect. There's still, like, you can still see little bits of the black, but it's made it, by doing the white over the top, it's made it more fluffy, for lack of a better term. There's still areas that need, like, a bit more going over. It's so cold, I don't want to get out of bed, but I got to adult at some point today. It is, unfortunately, what does have to occur sometimes. Yeah, I have 2 blankets on my lap today, so as a blanket hoodie, and admittedly I've got the heater going to take some of the chill out of the air because it was so cold it was hurting my bones. Right, I got one last thing to do. I need to bring up Horseshoe Falls and find our little reference image. I can't just search Horseshoe Falls because it brings up the New Zealand one, and I want the American one because we have a Horseshoe Falls here in New Zealand as well. I want the Niagara Falls one. Because I want to look at this little boat. This little boat! Because the wiki page, like, the background looks quite similar. And then we're just going to take inspiration from the boat itself as per the wiki page. Okay, so it looks like they have red jackets, which is interesting. And we'll just, since we got the grey out, we'll do a white boat, which means we do some grey. And some black. And I need you really sharp because we're working pretty tiny here. I'll bring you in a bit too because we're, like, working real tiny here now. Working on a tiny little boat. Alright. Enjoy your lurk, Perfection. Enjoy your lurk cookie. I've heard they're delicious. I need a red. We're on the Pablos. That'll do. brighter as well. Can we have music, please? There is music. Is it a bit quiet? I'll turn it up a bit for you. I would make a coffee, but that means leaving the studio. Yeah. Let me know if you can hear the music. No worries. Sometimes it jumps up a bit and sometimes it goes down a bit. I think this one's a bit of a quieter one. Just let me know if it starts getting too loud and I'll turn it back down. There's always music going on my stream, so if you can't hear music, that just means it's very quiet. I need to turn it up. The core of this is broken, but that's fine. I just need to do some random spot color. Or not. You can hear it now, couldn't hear it before. Oh good, thank you for letting me know. Okay, there's our red. Which is quite nice because it's also helping the boat pop out a bit, so. It will be full on daytime for Perfection, because I believe Perfection is a couple of hours behind me, so it'll be about 9, or you're 3 hours behind now. Time zones though. Yeah, Australia will be between 9:30 AM and I think the furthest away states will be about 6:30 AM. I'm sure 5 hours is the biggest difference. Right, there's our little boat. Our boat do be done. Which means our page is done. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this page is done. Right, final checkovers, although again I will probably come back in at a later date and after I've got some fresh eyes, and then you can sometimes see things that you've missed and you're like, yeah, more here. Ellie J is in New Zealand, so same time zone as me. It's so cool to have another Kiwi colorist. I know that there's more of us out there, but yeah, it's cool to. It's very cool when I find or connect with Kiwi coloring, because it's like, same little country. Yeah, no, I think we're done. I think we're done. Absolutely stunning. Thank you so much, Amy. Amy H. It's another Amy. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, no, I'm happy with that. I think that is done. I may end up coming in and doing some more shading on the snakes, but I think think I'm happy to call that done. I love the Rainbow Snake page. I think that's turned out beautifully. So we put our little protection sheet back in. We need a bookmark so we can find the page again when it comes to completed pages. We push all the other little protection sheets back in. Bookmark back in place. Then we get our colouring journal. And find a biro or some sort of pen. And it is the 13th of the 7th. So Inktense, Albert Durers, Polychromos, Prisma. And that one's actually a double, which I didn't write there, which means it counts as 2 pages. I keep forgetting every time I see Amy, she's in her plushy PJs, so I always think it's close to bedtime. That is true. I mean, I always live at PJs. I live in PJs no matter what, so yeah. I stream in PJs, so just comfy. I wrote Prisma. It's not Prisma, it's Paint Pen. Ugh. I swear. Do that all the time. Paint Pen. Alright, y'all. Mark down. That is officially our first page completed for the day. Yay! I'll leave that up there for a minute because it's actually prettier to look at. I'm very pleased with how that one turned out. Right, so let's get our colouring folder, pencil folder, turn to our Polychromos. Get away our pencils. And then put away the Inktense now. Denim was already pulled from our Naoko Neko pile, so I'll put that one back for Naoko Neko, but the rest of these were drawn specifically for the page. Remove the other jurors, didn't use them, but we had them out. Right, that is all Naoko Neko colours. Right, so next project. You go and completed pages. You go to the side. So I have a couple of things we can work on now. Move that off to the side. So I started another page in Mythomorphia. This is my Mythomorphia book. It's completely falling apart, as you can see. And I started a page in it. There are 6 pages remaining in our book, in this book, so that's why it's kind of like, ooh, I started a page in it. So we could carry on with that, but admittedly, I don't know if I'm feeling that one right now. massive pencil tub. That's the problem. We have the Dragons of the Realm page, which is the one I think I'm leaning towards. It's very much an ugly stage right now, but I think I'm leaning towards this one. So it's in the D&D colouring book. We can also carry on with our Narconeco page, which we've just about finished all the base layers on. No, I don't think I'm in intense mood right now. There's something else that inspires. Oh, that's when my biro went. Now, I think it's Dragons of the Realm. I'm really feeling this one. I'm feeling switching to Prismacolor. Alright. So, it's this there Prisma containers. And new Prismas. Me too, I'm always in PJs when I stream and every other moment I'm home. Yep. Yep, exactly how it works for me too, Lucy. Just live in them and then put on clothes when we go out because they're just so comfy. Why wouldn't I? Alright, today we are colouring in... Where's my keyboard? There's my keyboard. And Dragons. My keyboard's not on. Dragons of the Realms. This is a D&D colouring book by... I don't have an assorted, an illustrator for that one. I'll just put a D&D colouring book. I am using water-based markers because that's what I base with, Prismacolor pencils, and paint pens. Save. My nails are almost too long to type, but I love them. Perfect. Alright, so we got this page here. So it's very much an ugly stage right now. Oh, that's what I forgot to do. Take a finish of the finished one and unpack the story. Oh. The change midstream. I knew there was a reason why I still had it open. This again. Turn off the... Right, now I can go. Which this page. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now that matters all that much, but you know, I like to try and keep on top. The key difference is your PJs are way cooler like this neon dots in your current one. So this is a blanket hoodie, but It's one I wear quite often. It's actually called Splatter. And yeah, it's very bright and colourful, and it's very appropriate. The only problem is because it's black, it blows out my lighting, so I have to remember to try and work with my arm, like, not. But we might need to change our lighting anyway, because the lighting has changed. Okay, so this one here, speaking of lighting, is one that I have started, and I want to do some very specific light effects. So you can see the pink glow. So she's going to have pink glow in her hands, pink glow around her eyes, and then we've got a globe up here that's also going to glow, and then our other light source is these candles, but the rest of it's quite dark. So I've got a lot of work to go in order to make it that dark. So I've got some of my pencils out here. The last time I was working on the skin. So we might stop working on the skin for a hot minute just to work on the dress. Or maybe I'll do the background, because now the main reason I hadn't started with the background was because I was waiting on a pencil order, because I knew that this was all I had left of white and black, and these are Prismas, and they can shrink down quite quickly when you're, particularly when you're trying to smush a lot of things together. So right now it's very much in the ugly phase, but it's going to get a lot more darker, and in fact I am going to start with the background. So I'm going to use a mixture of espresso, which is dark brown, and black. And the espresso will be around areas where maybe there's a little bit of light to be had, like her hand here. Really, we're going to be fading it out into black pretty quickly, and it will just be black for the background, which is lovely because it's nice and easy to colour. I had to order it online technically, so yeah, it's come online. It came from Australia, but yeah, I live in blanket hoodies, so I have like 7 of them. And honestly, I could do with a few more, because a couple of them are starting to wear through because I've worn them so much. But genuinely, I live in blanket hoodies, so it makes sense. Oh, you know what I should have done while Jess was here? I should have asked about the Romantic Cat Country Free collab if it's still open. Though I'm still in 2 minds about it. That's where we move into black. So this one around here. Paper again. Katie, hello. Just know you turned music up, but I can't hear you, it's too loud. No worries, we will turn it back down again. That might be turned down too far now, let me know. Unfortunately, this music is not the most level, so it does change quite frequently. Hello, Katie, how are you going? Also, my microphone is not the most stable either, and it is one of the things I do want to replace for stream, is to actually replace my microphone. and get one where I can boost my voice quite a bit more. So one of these days I will be able to afford a Blue Yeti. But it's not quite in the stream budget right now. What's the difference between a blanket hoodie and a regular hoodie? A blanket hoodie is made with like more like polar fleece or blanket material. Right, I'm gonna turn it down here. Sorry, you're probably not hearing it at all right now. Right, let me know about there. Is that better for the volume of the sound? This is unfortunately the worst song for the sound things because it goes loud, it goes quiet, it goes loud, it goes quiet. This song is particularly awful for it. But it's like a 5-hour playlist, so I can't, like 5-hour one track. So it's not one to easily skip through. And then it's finished. It's finished with that changey song. So yeah, you can see how much difference in the darkness of the background is going to occur. And then because this one is our glow area, I'm going to take our pink. And most of this will occur on the books and stuff itself, but a little bit around the outside. Don't use your breath. Use your brush. That's why you've got a brush, Amy. And it might be that we entirely lose all the background detail. And that's fine. It's going to be a lot of dark. No worries. Thank you for letting me know and keeping me on top of the music. As I said, one of these days I will make the investment. It's several $100s, but we'll make the investment for a stream microphone, but it's just not in the budget right now. Again, if we have any spare budget, there's a couple of books that I really do want to get my hands on, and then pencils. Get some more Pablos. But nothing is like desperately urgent. I've just got my eye on a couple of books that have been out for a while and I don't think are likely to be reprinted. There's of course a couple of new books coming out that I also really want to get my hands on. There's always something, okay? It's the same with all of us. I'm sure there's something all the time that you're like always got an eye out for, or always like, ooh, that one. colour around the Fiddly Dragon. And blend it into our brown. Which I'll bring back out and do another layer to fill in all our areas. So I need to get the Colouring Heaven and Capybara and Bren's pocket one. Ah, that looks super cute. Yeah, the Critical Role Bow's Howl colouring book to finish off my Critical Role colouring book collection. And and then the there's a couple of old Millie Mariottas that I need to finish off my collection. Yeah, this one here. This is a very, very specific colouring book from the Critical Role series. I have all the other ones, but I'm just missing the Bow's Howl one. So, and it's getting harder to find, and I can see it getting even more difficult to find or just not being available. So, but yeah, if you know Critical Role, you know this one. But yeah, we'll get there one day. And then yeah, these 3 older Millie Mariottas that I know are still around. Those ones shouldn't be as hard to find. I'm just keeping an eye on like secondhand, like Facebook Marketplace and stuff like that, because I feel like I should be able to find the 3 old Millies. So it's Curious Creatures, Tropical Wonderland, and Wild Savannah are the 3 that I need to find. Yeah. Oh, and the new Camellia de Erico D&D one. Yes, Eveline. D&D colouring books. Yeah, I brought a mic for stream, a lapel mic by Boya, cost me like $8 USD, the Boya wireless lavalier mic. Okay, and it's one that clips to you, I'm guessing then. Oh yeah, it cost you $8 USD. It looks like it's 65 USD here. Audio quality is good. Noise reduction feature is not very effective. So if you have a lot of background noise, it'll still pick it up. So it would pick up my breathing, which would be a thing for me. Wireless. Does it plug into... Is it just for... Is it just for phone, or is it for computer as well? That would be the other thing. It only has a 9-hour battery life, which is the other thing to note. Power supply via the mobile device connected. That's all the receiver. Yeah. If there's no Amazon New Zealand, how do you get them? Amazon Australia or Amazon USD, and we pay shipping. And we pay lots and lots of shipping. Yeah. So like the Critical Role colouring book I'm looking at is $41 plus $20 shipping. So it's $60 New Zealand for a colouring book, which is about $45 USD for a colouring book. That for people living in the States pay about $20 USD with free shipping. Yeah. There's 2 Fourth Wing colouring books. Which one are you thinking, Eveline? Because... Oh. Ow. Oh, too much bending. So I have a particular love of fandom colouring books. I love books to do with my fandoms or things that I like. So, for example, D&D colouring books. Fourth Wing colouring books. Both. Yeah. Yeah. As a consumer of your content, I don't think you need to upgrade that. I appreciate that. It is more... there's a few boosts that I want to do. So it's not a necessary. I currently use a blue snowball. And it works perfectly fine. It's a good mic. The Blue Yeti is like a wish list thing for some other things as well that would make it better. But it's not an essential. That's why it's like lowest of the low priority. So to get Fourth Wing. Albs Colors has this one. Yeah. The Camilla Erico, the new Camilla Erico, the D&D one specifically. I need that one because it's a D&D one. It's a USB-C plug. I adapt to the computer. Perfect. Yeah. So of these two, I haven't worked in the gold one yet. This one is different. This one is... No, I have worked in the gold one. This is the Lydia Fenwick one. This one is Lydia Fenwick. And absolutely stunning. That's the page that I have done in there. And then the black one, which is the one you can get in Kmart, this one is a mixture of different artists. So it has them all listed at the back. But it has the original art in there too. So you can copy the art and use it as a reference. But you could also just pull it out and use it as a poster book. Like, that's just stunning on its own. I have a Yeti, but no idea how to use it for film. Yeah, so Yeti is what I would like to get, the Blue Yeti. Yetis are fantastic. One day I will upgrade to it, but it's really not a priority. Yeah. So this one's lots of different artists and lots of different styles, but I love the full page ones. But there is a few of this style as well, which I'm not as keen on. And of course, you can't work with alcohol markers. I love these ones. And these stained glass ones at the front here, these two are my favorites. Like, I would just have these up as posters. They're just, oh, so pretty. But yeah, I haven't worked in the black one yet, but I have worked in the gold one. I'll put them away properly later. Yes, we see. I have the ACOTAR Throne and Glass too. Me too, Apolline. They're also good books. I've done actually a little bit in the ACOTAR book. Every once in a while. Especially if I end up doing a reread of the series. I end up pulling out those books and working in them. And it does cancel my breathing out. I got asthma without it being possible to listen to me with all the wheezing. Okay, that's good to know, Lucy. I've got it pulled up separately. Yeah, I can still access it. It's just going to cost a lot more than $8 USD. But that could be quite good as well if it clips to me. Because then when I'm moving around, it doesn't make a difference. Whereas this, I have to try and remember to stay in front of my mic. But I'm really terrible at going over here and not being in front of my mic and not talking directly into my mic. So, yeah. Yeah. I think the gold one is the better one. Yeah, the loose Lydia Fenwick one. I prefer the gold Fourth Wing colouring book. The black one is very pretty though. But yeah, I do prefer the gold Lydia Fenwick one. My Livia isn't good as a blue snowball. Yeah. Nah, again, if I'm gonna do the mic, it's gonna be an upgrade, and it would be to a Blue Yeti because I specifically do want to get a Blue Yeti. To do, it's not just for streaming and videos. There's these other things that I would be looking at doing, and a Blue Yeti would make it much easier, but it's really not a necessity. It's a wish, it's not a necessity. So, and I'm just grateful to have the mic I do have. New ACOTAR is out soon. Yeah, I need to do another reread. I need to also finish Fourth Wing. Unfortunately, while I was in the hospital, the third Fourth Wing, which I've been waiting in queue for, got returned. So, and I didn't finish it, so I need to get it out again. It'll be the third time that I've gotten it out to try and finish it. Actually, I should do that while I remember, because I'm just putting off the queue more and more and more. Onyx Storm. Available on the 4th of November. That's fine. I have the books and the audio. I have the physical books of the first 4 ACOTAR. I need to get the 5th ACOTAR. And I haven't actually finished the full Throne of Glass series. I've only listened to the first 4, I think it is. It's either 3 or 4. So I do need to, at some point, go in and finish off Throne of Glass, but I really love Crescent City, and I haven't listened to the newest Crescent City because it hasn't been available. I wish there was a Crescent City coloring book. I would be so over a Crescent City coloring book. Yeah, there's a lot in the Throne of Glass series, so yeah. I'm just gonna search if the Crescent City is available now on... Yeah, no, it's still book 1 and book 2. One day book 3 will come up on here. But yeah, I wish Crescent City had its own coloring book. I just wish a lot of books had coloring books as well, because there's something so magical in coloring a book while listening to the book. It's the same with like I should really get out the Game of Thrones series again. I do have the physical books of that. But listening to Game of Thrones while colouring in the Game of Thrones colouring books, or watching Game of Thrones while colouring in the Game of Thrones colouring book, and you know, there's something cool about consuming the media that you're colouring. I can't remember how many black Prismas I ordered, but I hope it was a lot. I know it was at least 2. Hoping it was more. Yeah, there's a special love in my heart for colouring books of fandoms, so yeah. I wouldn't mind, like, every time. I've got a lot of them on my wish list because I find them often. I'm like, I would like more of these, or anything that's like D&D / tabletop roleplay adjacent colouring books as well. Yeah. So that's why the new Camellia de Erico, that is the D&D colouring book. I need that one. I need that one so badly, because it's D&D again too. And it's official D&D in Camellia de Erico, which is super cool. But yeah, I'll have to wait to see how much it costs, plus how much it is in shipping, and if I can get it to New Zealand, and yada yada yada. But her style with D&D monsters, I can see that, and it's going to be so cute. I can see that book coming in and me just going nuts and colouring in it. Alright, so this might look a little wild that I'm just colouring over the dragon with the brown as well, but we're going to be dulling down this dragon quite a bit over here, because the tail's not going to be getting much light, so you wouldn't be seeing much of it. So I would be using a bit of the brown to shade it down, so it's fine. But you can see the difference when we have that background coloured over, how much darker that background's going to be than our base colour that we've put down. Raven, hello, hello. How are you going, lovely? It's good to see you again. Alright, I want the brown. Bring the brown back around our hand to make sure our hand's smooth. And again, if it goes up and over the dragon a bit, that's fine. Although I do have to be careful around here because it will be getting pink for the glow. How are you going today, Raven? We've just finished off our... Oh, I should put the finished thing because I've done 2 pages so far today. Not that it's about the numbers. But we did finish off a double page spread already today. And now we're working away on this one. This isn't like... I doubt we'll finish this one, to be honest. But I'll be happy if I get like a lot of the background done, to be honest. It's a big enough page. Gonna have to start extending this black as well. It's starting to get a bit small with how much I've already had to sharpen it. And we're only gonna have to sharpen it more. Alright, we do a layer of brown into it so we get some, whoops, of our umber. Into it so it's a warmer black. Around the top here is where we really need to focus our black because it's getting no light up here whatsoever. I just woke up in the middle of the night melting this heat. Oh, I'm sorry. We're in the complete opposite here where it's been icy cold today. Right. Might as well finish off this last little section. I just found out I have all 3 of the CC books. Oh, the Crescent City. Yeah. Nice. I get all my audiobooks through my library app, so I don't own any audiobooks. I have a couple of physical books, but I tend to listen to audiobooks so I can listen while I colour. Yeah, Crescent City. Just took me a minute. Just took me a minute. Someone's back. Back again. I realised I coloured back here red. And I think you'd actually be black. You gonna settle on the chair? No. Just trying to come up on the desk again. Okay. So you can start to see when you don't, when it's not so shiny, what it's going to look like a little bit. Sure, you can get audiobooks free. Yeah, you can from the library. I get lots of library books for free. The library is a wonderful resource. Doesn't help that my son is sleeping next to me like a glue. Oh no. Yeah, that would also be making you very hot, I would imagine. Shadow has decided to join us and he's sitting behind me right now. And I'm just watching because I think he's going to try and jump on the desk, but I hope not. Ooh, it's 12 o'clock. It's lunchtime. I need to figure out what I'm doing for lunch. Alright, little edge darkened. It's really difficult when we get up here because we need to try and create some shading, but it's also a lot in shadow, so it's really not getting a lot of light, but we still want it to look like it's there. So right now I'm just using that brown and going over the darkest areas. He's actually settled behind me. Shock horror. On the other hand, I'm excited to get today Alien Worlds and Fragile Worlds by Kirby, plus 3 other books. Exciting! I love Alien Worlds. It's one of my favorite Kirbys. Love, love, love. Right. So, highlights in the pink is a little bit across the wing here from the eyes, but mostly from belly. It'll be pretty faded out by then. Right, unfortunately I need to get a new colour, but to get a new colour I need to move, and there's a cat very content behind me now, so I feel bad moving. But I also will have to move at some point because I do want food. We'll just go for a little while longer. Raspberry. Get a brighter red too. Carmine. I think that just chewed my pencil a little bit. Rude. He's giving up on me. I have my Z-bag. So yeah, now it's trying to get the dragon shaded in a way where we can still see the details of the dragon. It still looks 3D, but also very much like it's in the dark, apart from a few areas where it's glowing. we're blending a bit of raspberry in. I also do need to come in up here and add in more black. But I think we're getting there. And this is all coloured in darker too, because that's not helping right now. So yeah, I hope you can kind of see how we're getting a little bit of a dragon in the shadows. It'll help when the rest of this is shadowed as well, of course, but... I'm gonna work on my Baby Yaga page a little bit before sleep comes again. Perfect. May as well make the most of not being able to sleep. I love doing dramatic lighting. I just think it looks so cool. This is going to be another one of those ones that's going to be really hard to see because of the pencil shine. But you can see there the dramatic lighting that we're building. Okay. 3, 1, done. There's 3 dragons total, including one that's Tiamat with multiple coloured heads. But yeah. So you can really see. Just gotta deal with pencil shine. Every time I glance up from the page to the screen, the dragon looks more and more 3D. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that contrast. That's why I'm like, trust the process. I know what this looks like now, but this is what I'm seeing, and it's hard to explain without, like, you just gotta trust the process. Right, so we have an armchair here, and this actually would be getting just a little touch of yellow glow. So it would be getting some of the candlelight, because we've got candlelight coming from this way. And then I need a warmer brown. Black raspberry, that'll work. There's like a subtleness to the background. If you squint, you can kind of see that there's a chair in the background. Right, I need to pee and I need food. It's 12:30 and I'm getting really ravenous. I'm just debating if I stop for the day, because I do also feel like I'm going to need a nap. I might see if I can... I've been going 3.5 hours, which is pretty reasonable. I'm just debating. Because it's like, I want to carry on, I want to keep working on it, but also... I want to have a nap, and I want to have food. I want to do everything, y'all. And it's very likely I'll have food and be like in a bathroom break and then be like, okay, cool, now I'm ready to carry on. But there's also a chance I'll have food and be like, nah, I'm ready for bed now. I think that's because I'm cold. I'm like, I just want to curl up in bed. Alright, well, let's pull out a green anyway. Because we're going to have to start working on our clothes at some point. Also need to empty my pencil sharpeners. That's true, Raven. That's very true. Still got a little bit left of me, so... I could also just go and make a coffee. That could be all I need, is just a coffee. Because it would warm me up. Take a bathroom break and make a coffee and then decide afterwards. Actually, it's not a bad idea. Let's just finish this green section. Or some warm food, yeah. Yeah, there's a chance, though, that I'll have the food and then be like, I'm ready for sleep. That's the part that I can't figure out. But I'm thinking if I have a warm coffee, it'll warm me up. And then I'll be able to judge. Though I am. I've been saying for like the last 2 hours I'm hungry, so probably do need food. And I do need to go to the bathroom, though, regardless of anything. That's a fact. I need to go to the bathroom. But I want to finish this section. Still gotta do paint, pen, highlight, but... makes such a difference. The contrast in having the dress shaded versus unshaded. The contrast in just having it shaded versus unshaded. It's such a difference. Okay, I'm going to pause here No, you know what? I am gonna end. I really do want to go and have a nap as well. I can feel I need to go and have a nap. I'm cold. I want to curl up in bed, and yeah, no, I need to have a nap. Um, but I think 3.5 hours is a good amount of time. We finished off our Kirby page. We got a bunch done on this page, and yeah, I need to go and listen to my body, and it's telling me I need to go and curl up after some food. So we're gonna do that. I am still recovering post-op, so yeah, but I'm very, very pleased with the progress made today on this page as well as our other page that we finished off. So thank you to all of you for being here. I appreciate you very, very much for being a part of stream today and hanging out with me for as long as you did. If you're watching the VOD, I also appreciate all the VOD crew very, very much. In the meantime, I'm going to go and do some self-care. Encourage you to do the same, and yeah, I am aiming to be back at least on Friday. It's Monday for context, so in 4 days time I'm aiming to try and do regular Friday streams, but there is still the caveat I'm still healing, so tummy may not let me, but yeah, if not, we may do some surprise streams before then. Just keep an eye out on the Discord, on the YouTubes, on the Twitches, on the Instagrams, and I'll let you all know when I'm going live next. And hopefully we'll have some videos coming out soon too. I've still got to record, but I've got some ideas. But yeah, make sure you're looking after yourself. Make sure you're staying warm if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's dealing with this cold, or if you're in the northern hemisphere and dealing with the heat waves, make sure that you look after yourself and stay cool. All the aroha to you all. Take care. Ka kite anō. And I will see you whenever I next see you. Bye. Look, I remembered where my button was today.